just came back from locals and I wanted to try something. So we'll do that right now. Went 3-in-1 with a, let's call it normal Sephiroth energy list. But I definitely wanted to see if maybe there's some merit to playing Marionette Apprentice as well. To just maximize the drainage from the Goblin Bombardment and just try to kill our opponent faster and faster and faster. Way back, even when Mardu was still legal, I have played Marionette Apprentice in an energy list, and it actually was quite decent because the drain from Marionette Apprentice was just really good. So I shaved the Orcish Bowmasters because it's our only real instant speed play. Now we are just completely sorcery based. Probably doesn't really change too much. We will see. And we just slammed in for Marionette Apprentice because Marionette Apprentice plus Sephiroth and Bombardment, sacrificing one thing, dealing 3 damage, sounds pretty juicy. So let's hope we're able to destroy some fools. Other than that, it's just normal energy. 4 Discharge, 4 Ocelot, 4 Guard of Souls, only 3 Ragavan because I wanted to play the full 4 Apprentice to test it first. 3 Bombardment, 4 Ajani, 1 Thraben Charm, just a small flex slot. Could pretty much be anything. 3 Voice of Victory also because they are great with Sephiroth. And 1 Nightmare as an additional card advantage card. Only 3 Flage, yet again, just kind of a space issue. Probably the Thraben Charm could just be a 3rd Flage, but I think we have enough inevitability and enough burn that it doesn't really matter too much. Sideboard, just quickly slapped the sideboard from my normal Mardu list here. So 1 Wrath, 2 Clarion Conqueror, 1 Purge, 3 Sword Thief, 3 Vindicate, 2 Wear Tear, and some minor artifacts for Graveyard Hate and Vaccine Bobble against some Mock Stacks and against Neobrand. What the fuck was my cat doing? So let's run it through the league. Floop, floop, floop. Gonna stop you right there. Hold up! What are you doing? Have you subscribed already? Have you liked the video? Have you left a comment with what deck you want to see? No? Do that. Definitely the watcher experience because I get to do what you actually want to see, and it also helps me because I know what you want to see. So it basically just fits really well. Do that. I remind you of that, and then we're going on to the league. Also, a quick disclaimer before we start this league. Actually, I had some technical difficulties in the stream. Mic sucked, so unfortunately 2 matches are really cut short. Still hope you enjoy it. Still hope you believe in the Apprentice stream, because even though the league did not go as I hoped, spoiler, it is no trophy. Game 1 on the play. Love to see it. Definitely going first. Close the window, and that's what we're here for. Bombardment and Apprentice. That's a keep. Voice of Victory also to protect our stuff, potentially. Just lead with the planes, because we're probably gonna have to grab a Blood Crypt off this Mesa. And let's see what our opponent is playing. Dark Sleek Shores, some blue-black trap pile, and we draw the Blood Crypt. Let's just run out our boys into the counterspell. Is it a Spell Snare? Is it a Stern Scolding? Or maybe just a Fatal Push? It is a Fatal Push. I missed the damage by not attacking, but that's just my bad online habits shining through. Am I recording? I am. Great. And there is a Psychic Rock, not so great. We draw a Monkey. Grab a Foundry, a Bombardment, and let's hit our opponent. Maybe they'll discard their entire hand to kill our voice. If they do, oh well, they were really greedy and would be rewarded for that. But blocking the voice here and discarding their hand is a really bad play, because if we had something like a discharge, they would just get absolutely wrecked. They don't, which is the correct decision. We run out Ocelot. Kinda sad that Guide of Souls died, because we would gain so much life and energy. Next turn, if everything here stays the same, our Apprentice, together with Voice and Bombardment, will go absolutely bonkers. We just take the hit. I doubt they'll have a main deck board wipe, so I think we most likely find a Bowmaster. Now that's annoying, but we just killed the Bowmaster, so it's not too bad. Hoping there is no Fatal Push to get rid of our voice, so that would suck. Sword Seize. Ah, that's also annoying. That gets rid of our Apprentice. That stops most of our damage. Yeah, they get rid of the Apprentice. Let's go to our turn. At least we still get to dash the Ragavan. And there's a slight chance we mill a Psychic Rock, which would be sweet. And we're still dealing so much damage with Voice and Bombardment, so... Even though our opponent definitely has more cards than we do, I think we're still ahead just because of all of our burn. What the fuck is wrong with the stream? You know, it kicked us out of the league. Now we're back in the league. Okay. What? Just a land, that's too bad. Dash monkey, dash monkey, dash monkey. Oh. Subtlety. Won't really be able to do anything with that, but opponent is almost dead. The Swordseize did save them, but they still take so much damage. And Subtlety also doesn't do anything with our Voice of Victory here, but that also already shows us that they are on a really controlling variant of blue-black, which is good to know. And I think I should have fixed the latency problem now. Let's hope the option actually works. Just upgraded the latency, so I will see text messages and stuff a little later, but that's fine. Should improve the fluency of the stream. Opponent discards Force of Negation and Sauron's Ransom with a Psychic Rock. You dealt more damage, opponent. That's good for you. And they scoop it up. Sideboarding against blue-black pile. Now they do have lots of removals, they do play Orcish Bombers and stuff, so I think I'll get rid of the Ragavan. Maybe take in the Swordseize to play around some board webs and stuff. Maybe some Graveyard Aid. Let's try it with the Swordseizes. I think they allow me to be more proactive with all my other threats. Well, this end is also absolutely keepable. I'd discharge on something. Problem here is to have our Arena of Glory enter untapped. We would need to grab a red source here, but I do want the black mana. I will just play tapped Arena of Glory now, so we're able to grab a Godless Shrine with our fetch land. So we have our bases covered. It's a little less pressure, but it means that we are able to cast our spells. They have Meathook Massacre. There is another Apprentice. Let's just try the first one. Grab a Godless Shrine and see if our opponent wants to counter it. Now, right here, Apprentice way worse than Bowmaster because we can't play around counter spells so good and we don't overload their mana. But it resolves because it's not as threatening as other things. Ajani probably would have been countered, I assume. We find a Swordseize. I think I prefer just slamming more threats. Let's hit our opponent first. Because the good thing is, the Apprentice also triggers on a board wipe. Not of itself dying, but of the other creatures. So playing a second Apprentice right here means that if they board wipe, they still take a shit ton of damage, which is also one of the fun things I hoped would work out. Because with Apprentice and Sephiroth, we are not safe to board wipes in a way that our creatures survive, but we're somewhat board wipe proof because if they board wipe, they still take a lot of damage. Especially if the board wipe right here would be a Toxic Deluge, which would be fun to see. Opponent deluges in hopes of stopping our... Is it the Deluge? It is the Deluge. And now, boom, also 6 damage from all our Apprentices. Unfortunately, we don't draw another land, but our opponent also didn't, so let's just run out Ajani. And our opponent is already down at 8. I think it's kind of working. Our opponent probably has... what's his face? Subtlety? Subtlety probably, because they have shown it in the first game. There's just lots of interaction. Now this Murktide Regent will be troublesome to deal with, so let's get rid of that. Being so 2 masters and 2 pushes also is really annoying, but it's only really annoying for as long as we don't draw lands, so still fine. Does our opponent get rid of the cat? They ping our Ajani. Sure. Now is there a second Bowmaster to kill the Ajani? If there is, I'll just discharge my own cat and flip Ajani. 100% they trade. Okay. So there is a Bowmaster afterwards. They just let it flip? What? No, there's a second Bowmaster. Okay. Let's just get rid of one of their Bowmasters now. Bloop. And now they have 2 pushes in hand, so our guide's not really doing too much. Spellbomb also makes our Nightmare a bit worse, which is kinda sad. I have not seen the Nightwake game 1. Ajani will be pretty sweet because it might still be a 2-for-1. Almost pressed concede by accident. Maybe they only push the Ajani. but I think I'll just keep the cat back and not block right here. They use the spell bomb like this. Oh, that's something I like to see, because Flage into their face just got a lot better. And there's another Bowmaster. That's annoying, because it means I can't even flip the Ajani. That's annoying. Third Bowmaster is annoying. Another spot where having Bowmaster ourselves would be sweet, but guess I won't complain about dealing the 6 damage. Just let me draw lands. Bombardment. No land, but sweet. Probably a push right now. Oh, if we just draw land, we're able to Flage and ping. Question would be if we go face with it or if we remove that stuff. We are down to 7. I think I will go after their stuff. I think I'll have to be a little more passive right now, because otherwise we might just die. Let's remove that stuff. Get rid of the army, get rid of one of the Bowmasters. Back up at 8 as well. Opponent has a Psychic Rock. That's a really good one. That's a really good one. And also still has 1 push, so our Guide of Souls won't be able to trigger off one another. Probably makes it best to run out the Nightmare now, then play Guide of Souls to grab Ajani. We could also just shoot our opponent's face with Flage, which doesn't sound too horrible. There is a Stern Scolding. Okay, that's annoying, but okay. I forgot to play my Elegant Parlor. Opponent discards land to the Psychic Frog. We go down to 4. I really wish I had an untapped land right here. Ooh, Ajani is really good though. Another counter, but we do have another Ajani. And a Spell Snare. Okay, so we are dead. Sad life. On to game number 3. Luckily enough, our misplay didn't matter. Is Ragavan good enough on the play? Still think I prefer Swordseize. Maybe I trim a Flage because they have Graveyard Hate. Let's share the love. Coward split to Ragavan to Swordseize. I am a coward. Let's go first, obviously. And this looks great. Nice keep. Easy keep. Turn 1 Swordseize. Get rid of the interaction or Psychic Frog and run out Ajani the next turn. Chaining Ajani is also just shaky schmecky. Let's see what you've got, opponent. Counterspell Bowmaster push. I think I'll just get rid of the Bowmasters. Even though he'll just get fatal pushed. Opponent uses the push and we still have our Cat Warrior. They don't push right now, so they won't have push and counterspell next turn. They won't have counterspell. Yeah, exactly. There was no language problem, just a brain lag afterwards. And we find an Apprentice. Now that's also pretty nice. Let's first head to combat. Opponent fetches right now. Do they have another Bowmaster? They do. Good thing we have a discharge. They ping our Ajani. Are they smart enough to go for the double block? They are not. Hello cat. Let's get rid of the token. Could also shoot my own Ajani to flip, but I think I'll just play the second one instead. My internet is dying. What is going on? Let's close Discord. Let's hope that changes something. Hidden. And now we run out our second Ajani. We'll grab another Blacksworth. I think I will. Could have also gotten the basic mountain to play around a potential Harbinger, but our opponent made no efforts of fetching for basic swarms, so I don't really see that happening. Internet, what are you doing? Cat, can you please help? Can you explain me what's wrong? There is Ajani. And they use their subtlety. Understandable, but we got rid of the counterspell and the subtlety, so I'm really glad. Let's put it on top, so next turn we can go for Ajani and Apprentice. Looking good, looking good. Opponent does grab the basic swamp. Just to fatal push, okay. And they have the Murktide backup, okay. I see, opponent. You're starting to play strong spells. Even though it's a really small Murktide for now, it is one. Run out the Apprentice. Quick servo. Play Ajani. Kitty Cat. And hit our opponent with our warrior. The thing is, our opponent doesn't really have a good block. Probably will just keep on connecting. Their Bowmaster realistically won't ever be able to attack again. And the Murktide is a slower clock than all of our tokens combined. They do have 2 cards, they might have drawn something else. But if it's only the Murktide, we should win this race. Now, the Arena of Glory doesn't really do anything, but I take it. And now let's hit our opponent with our stuff. Another Bowmaster would probably be the worst thing that could happen to us. Killing the Apprentice, getting rid of the servo, just a push. Now that's annoying, because now we don't have the Apprentice triggers helping us race, but it's fine. Opponent trades with the servo, that's a free trade now. So now we are suddenly no longer winning the race. Suddenly we're no longer winning the race, because we're that next hit. That is a removal for the Murktide. Let's try to get our opponent to tap out by doing stuff. Opponent takes the hit. Opponent does nothing. There is a Bowmaster. But because we attacked with Ajani, if they ping our face, it's still lethal. No. That's rough. That's rough. Overextended by attacking with Ajani. And they even have a spell there. Okay, didn't matter. On to match number 2. Match number 2. Match number 2, we are again on the play. I like it. And we have loads of 1-drop, so it's basically always a keep if you have a second land. Sometimes even if you only have one. Having so many 1-drops, just the best. Let's grab a Godless Shrine, because we already have a red source over there and has a removal. We don't have a spare Guide of Souls, and if our opponent doesn't and it connects, I'll just play the second Ocelot to make more token already. Opponent plays a Wind Thopter, so some Hammer variant probably. We don't have Static Prison, so we'll have trouble getting rid of some of their things. Don't really like too much, but we do have second Ocelot Pride, so we have an endless amount of jump blockers. I will keep this discharge to get rid of something important they might have. Hola! Hello, hello! I'm really hoping that they don't grab a Shadow Spear. Sentinel makes it awkward, a second one. Thank you for following, even though it doesn't show me in the overlay right now. That's annoying. Why is Twitch not working properly? There, now it says. Okay, I can see it. Do I run out voice? I think I just run out voice. Swing at our opponent. Next turn, this Guide of Souls together with the voice. And hopefully be able to give us flying on something. Double Sentinel is annoying though. They do double block our Ocelot. Okay. We trade away one of their Sentinels. Don't hate it. We still make some tokens, and we do have this Voice of Victory. We get City's Blessing next turn. Opponent just fetches for a Plains. Okay. Guess that just happened. Could run out Sephiroth right here, but I think I'm better off just grabbing the Guide of Souls, getting rid of the Sentinel, to draw a card, and giving the Ocelot flying. Opponent is able to block one of the cat tokens, but well, that's fine. Mobilize, make a lot of energy, gets a City's Blessing, pump our Ocelot Pride, and we are in business. They're probably even best off blocking a warrior, but they probably don't think about it, yeah. Because if they had blocked a warrior, we wouldn't get one more warrior with our Ocelot trigger right here. Slight misplay, but you can't blame them. Not thinking about blocking a token that would sacrifice itself either way is just really weird. And they just make another construct, though. I think it's just GG. Only real worry right here was them having Pure Steel Paladin, Hammer, and Shadow Spear. They would have been able to gain so much life back, but like this, it's just over. Yup. On to sideboarding. Sideboarding against Hammertime. Let's get rid of Ragavan. And let's put in the Ras and the Wear Tears. I think that's probably good enough. Conqueror stops Pure Steel Paladin shenanigans and stop them from equipping naturally. But I think that's not good enough. Yeah, let's just run it like this. Also stops mocks, but okay. Discharge for every threat. Apprentice Bombardment. I guess we're here to see if Bombardment Apprentice is good enough. So this is what we signed up for. Opponent mulligans to 5. That's brutal. They need a really good 5 to have a chance. Bombardment also famously really good at shutting down the floor. Don't just run the Sentinel. That's annoying. Don't really want them to draw a card, but might, because we're still so up on cards, just because they mulled down to 5 and we're on the draw. I think discharging the Sentinel probably will still happen. There's it. Let's just get rid of it. I'm not able to protect it. Because there will be a Hammer or the Dragonfire Blade that's able to protect stuff. in their hand as well. When they're mulligan so hard, they basically must have some. Grab a Godless Shrine, and what do we lead on? Lead on Apprentice, lead on the Bombardment. Probably just best to lead on Ajani. So our Bombardment next turn will be able to flip and shoot their stuff away. Hoping there's no 1-drop into Hammer, because we will have trouble getting rid of that. Ink Moss Nexus. That's annoying to deal with, but we do have Bombardment next turn. They grab a Hammer, and they just equip the Mystic. Okay, and they probably can get, what's it face? Pithing Needle. Or they can grab, they could also just grab Shadow Spear to trample. Turn out an Apprentice to just have some more power on the board. Probably they'll just grab Shadow Spear and start ruining our life. With another land drop next turn though, I think we might be able to... I have no idea how much damage it would be, but 2 Apprentice plus Bombardment with Ajani flipping sounds like it would be a lot of damage. I'm just here to see how much it will actually be. And hope that we draw another land to do that. And does grab a Shadow Spear, probably just equip the Stone Torch. Yep. Now there is the second time we're just done. I won't jump everything in front of it because there is no way we win if they do that. Meticulous Archive, love to see it. So that means that there is no more Hammer or anything and they are tapped out. Let's just take the big hit. Look for another land. Yes. And let's see how much damage we're actually able to do here. So, run out the Apprentice, make another servo, run out the Bombardment. And now it's time to spray and pray. Do I go to combat first? They might block our Apprentice. We can attack with the servo and the cat for damage. But we will lose another damage off of our Ajani, so let's just shoot them. Heal for our Apprentice triggers, heal for the Bombardment. Oh, it's not enough damage, but it's still a shit ton of damage. Just sad. Let's just see how much it will be. Don't want to count. Just here to press buttons. Without the lifelink, our opponent would have been dead. What would have been exactly so without the lifelink. Now that's a combo. Now that's a combo. Okay, on to game 3. Just going through the motions for the fun of it. Let's run it back like this. And if we were on the play right there, we would have been able to just one-shot our opponent. Classic modern play draw difference. Let's go first. Let's make it count. That's unfortunately a 1-lander, so time to mull. This hand is unfortunately really bad, so time to mull. And we'll just have to make it work like this. Go 2 lands away. Start with the Foundry and run out the Ocelot. We're basically just looking for Goblin Bombardment. Having to mull to 5 right here probably seals it, but we might be able to make it work. Opponent shocks in a Hallowed Fountain for Sentinel. That's okay for us. Play the Arena of Glory so we can grab more surveillance off of these fetches. A good thing about a Voice of Victory and Ocelot Pride is that it's real fast at getting cities. One plays Mopel and Saga. What this Mox is doing right here, I can't tell you. And they grab a Colossus Hammer. They don't have Metalcraft, so why did they play it right now? Couldn't tell you. Let's just grab a Plains to preserve our life total a little. And we could get rid of the Saga or get rid of the Stoneforge. I think I'll get rid of the Stoneforge so we're able to attack with the Ocelot Pride. Just have to try to go as wide as possible to win. Keeping them with that Saga also does not spark joy, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? Would absolutely prefer to draw a Bombardment as a removal spell right here, but beggars can't be choosers when you're mulling to 5. Fortunately, also 1 permanent short of having the cities bluffing right here. Opponent has a Topter to get Metalcraft, and they have a Pure Steel Paladin. Now it's getting rough, because next turn they will also grab a Shadow Spear. Oh, that's annoying. Find some way of dealing with the Shadow Spear. Only the Colossus Hammer is not too tough. Only the Colossus Hammer is absolutely fine. We have a crazy amount of jump blockers coming with our Ocelot Pride. But with Shadow Spear not being able to jump block and them getting all the life back, no way for us to win. We go for Steel Shaper's Gift right here. Okay. Sure, you go opponent. Why do you still play Steel Shaper's Gift? Opponent probably is not playing Cloud then. We've not seen them play Cloud before. And they do grab Shadow Spear to have Shadow Spear plus another hammer next turn. So if you don't find an answer for the Paladin or the Shadow Spear, we are dead next turn. Opponent does not hit us with the Sentinel. The opponent does not equip on the Paladin. But we don't find something to kill them right here. Oh, it's still a lot of damage to haste in this Voice of Victory, don't get me wrong. But unfortunately, it's not enough. Not quite enough. Mulling down to 5, unfortunately, is too much. Opponent could even go for BM and just let everything go through and go down to 1. That would have been it. That would have been a way to answer the Shadow Spear. Sad, sad. Opponent goes 4 and we are dying. Rough start. Rough start. No! Okay, screw these entire recordings. Well, thank you. When I stood up earlier, I muted myself, apparently. Opponent gets rid of the voice, so we draw another voice, which is kinda nice. Now I think I have to grab a black source to make sure I can cast my spells later. Well, that's just a skill issue on my part, not realizing that I was muted for the last half hour. There's no denying that. We're going wide, opponent, but they might be able to just combo kill us. So I guess I can just... Nah, the first 2 games still worked with the recording. Let's keep it rolling. It's just the last match that's screwed. And they combo. They have a large Broodscale. And they find a Flash Breaker, of course. Guess what Again playing against Broodscale, so let's do the same thing again. Bring in the artifact and activate ability haste. Take out Ragavan, take out one of the voices, and take out the Nightmare. Let's go! Game number 2 will be on the play once again. And that hand is great! We actually have a really good hand right now. What? Can you guys believe it? A good hand with Mardu energy? I've never seen such magic. What the fuck is going on? How can this happen? Opponent just runs out a blade. Okay, opponent, do that. I will just hit you with my pretty kitty. And I have a Wear Tear or a Thrain Jump to get rid of one of your things. And a Cleric Conqueror right afterwards to screw with all of your hopes and dreams. Kind of hoping they just play Broodscale right here, not gonna lie. They do! My wishes have been answered. So let's just Thrain Jump that guy down and run out our big bad ring. You die. Run out the Conqueror. And you are useless. Hit our opponent. Cleric Conqueror is such a perfect fit for energy. It's so sweet. Being able to still use Goblin Bombardment is just perfect. Stops all the right things. The only small non-bo is that you're not able to use Ajani, but that's fine. And yeah, it is a mixed variant with a Cauldron. But Cauldron with Conqueror, well, what are you trying to do, opponent? Let's just play another cat and keep our Wear Tap, I guess. Oh, kitty. Are you cute? Yes, you are. Could also run out Sephiroth right here, start draining them, but I think I'll just stay safe, because if they don't find an answer immediately, they're just dead next turn either way. And I have a cute little guest right now. I think only once, and I think that was the first time when I played Conqueror. It's one of those typical cases of one time you forget how the interaction works, because it's the first time you face this interaction, you forget it, and afterwards you have it ingrained in your brain because you died because of that. I think that also happened in a video, actually, where I tried to bombardment something away and then use my Ajani afterwards. They get rid of the Conqueror and make tokens, so they are unlocked. But we still have the Wear Tear. That's a Broodscale. And that's my card to kill your blade. GG's. And next turn, hopefully, we're able to see that Sephiroth is also great at shutting off their combo, because it's an actual blood artist that triggers from both sides of creatures, not like Apprentice. Could also run out of Hasted Voice. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think Hasted Voice has more swag, but Sephiroth probably just better. Because if they have some weird stuff to stop us, Sephiroth makes sure they have nothing going on. So they can put a counter on the Broodscale with the Cauldron to make another spawn. But Sephiroth makes sure that everything they block also still triggers our Sephiroth to deal damage. Ooh! I should have tapped the Arena of Glory and kept the white up. No need to be too fancy right there. That's just a lethal attack, because everything they block, they still take damage. Yes, and I think our opponent just realized that they still take damage of Sephiroth when they block with their stuff. Let's go! On to game number 3. 3. Let's just run it back and hope we draw Sephiroth. Maybe this list with apprentices trying to actually maximize Sephiroth should just play for Sephiroth. I really regret not buying the beautiful Sephiroth artwork in paper. We're just getting the base one. The base one has not really changed in price, but the nice looking one has almost doubled. Unfortunately, no good mana, so we have to mulligan. It is a one-lander, but it's a really good one. I'll be greedy. Get rid of the apprentice and just try to chain lands into lands into lands. Because everybody, greed is good. That's a delighted halfling, but I'm not too delighted to see that. Foundry Guide. Step number 1 of our plan, also already success. We did draw 1 Arena of Glory already. That is a land. Just need to draw 1 more to run out this Clarion Conqueror and hope it's not too late. Blade of the Bloodchief already does kinda scare me. Blade of the Bloodchief on the delighted halfling, however, looks fine. Don't react to me. And it's another land! That's good, that's good, that's good. And do I run out Ajani or the Bombardment? I think I'll just go for the Bombardment. Opponent has a Dismember. Which member, everybody? This member. Yeah, I can absolutely see that. I can absolutely see that. I wish I had gotten the artwork with Final Fantasy VII in the back. Artwork is just so good. Do we run out the Conqueror or guide into Ajani to get rid of? Can't get rid of Halfling because of the Blade. Conqueror will be safe for this turn, even if they have Kozilek's command, so let's just play the Conqueror now. And if they have a Kozilek's command, it makes it kind of awkward because they can't kill the Conqueror with it, and they wouldn't have been able to use the mana of it. Now they do have the mana. Another Bombardment unfortunately does not really do anything, and now we are facing our non-bow. Opponent will probably get rid of our Conqueror though, so that's fine. Guess there is a Kozilek's command in our future. This halfling will actually just grow absolutely immensely if they have a command. Absolutely grow out of range for us to kill it. Because our removal is a Bombardment just keeps growing with it. That's such an annoying interaction. But it's also annoying from the other side that Sephiroth stops their combo. No command, just with a Saga activation, please. Be my guest opponent. Yes, be my guest opponent. Well, that's fine. I don't mind that too much. If they don't have an answer for the Clarion Conqueror, best thing they can grab is probably just a Pithing Needle, actually. They keep making constructs. Yeah, and they grab a Pithing Needle. Name the Goblin Bombardment. And now the annoying thing is that even if we block with the Cat Warrior token to flip Ajani, Ajani doesn't do anything. To have the non-bow in full action. There's absolutely no reason to block with the Warrior. And does not attack. Definitely would have expected them to attack with one of the constructs. Fortunately also no black mana, because Mardu mana bases be like that. But we had the one lander, so there's no way for us to fetch something else. Just hit our opponent in the air. And hope that that will eventually be enough. We have a plan, we have a dream, and we're trying to make it work. Second Blade does nothing but grow their constructs. And they still don't attack. Nice! That's a perfect one. Playing the Apprentice right now makes life so annoying for them. Because now blocking actually does something for us and we are able to pump something else to fly. They scoop? Okay. Broodscale seems to be a good match. So what are we thinking so far? Apprentice just made our opponent scoop. There's no denying that. Apprentice just made our opponent scoop, so maybe. Also Bethany, one thing you should give a shot in Boros is Lightning. Definitely also great card for the more aggressive strategies. I expect there to be 3 different energy builds in the future. One just the Stalk Boros that people have played for the last couple of months with Season Pyromancer and stuff. One being a more aggressively slanted Boros build with Lightning, because if we're honest, dealing double damage with everything once Lightning connects does end games quite fast. Problem is you need to have reliable access to give her haste, so I just recommend this guy. Summon Brunhild, your camera, stop messing it up, because that guy gives haste to the next creatures you cast, and when Lightning connects with your opponent, everything does double damage for the end of the turn, and that can reliably kill your opponent on turn 4. We're on the play, nothing special, but on the play Ragavan with a removal. Usually keep on the blind, hoping that it's a good matchup for Ragavan. Also, let's just run with a Quicket. Oh, it's Mono Red Belcher probably. So it is a good Ragavan matchup, but our hand looks like shit. Oh, that's a doozy. Outside, but also not too well equipped against it. Conqueror is kinda nice in the matchup, but not the greatest. I will also go for the Metamorphose right here and try to find a better card to play than the Flage. Let's make red and white. Nice. Ajani, just what we wanted. And let's also just discharge our cat right here to flip Ajani and start pumping out cats. Probably no real use in keeping up our removal against them, like, ever. Getting on the board like this is really important. Really important. They have a ruby medallion. Yes, our removal does nothing, just like I expected to. Let's shoot them with Ajani once more. Hit them for 4. And hope they don't just kill us next turn, because this Ajani will be able to kill them if they only go for the flyers. So we are hoping our opponent only has the big ass dragon. Because if it's only the dragon, they die. If it's actual Belcher, we die. Good coin toss moment. Okay, bitter reunion, so if it's a dragon, we might die. We'll maybe just eat my words. Desperate Ritual, another Desperate Ritual. Metamorphose, they are rampant. 6 mana, just the dragon now. No more rituals, just the dragon. No need to haste anything with the bitter reunion. Just play the dragon. Come on, opponent. Do it. Do it. Do it! I want you to play the dragon now, opponent. Come on. Also cost reduced by Ruby Medallion. I forgot. So we are super dead. Okay, GG. Right boarding. So, Nightmare. Seems terrible. Chaotic Discharge. Seems terrible. What do we have? Vindicate. Stops them. Thoughtseize. Interrupts them. Clarion Conqueror. Really fucks with some of their stuff. Weirtech can get rid of some things. Flage is really slow. Thraben Charm probably also really bad. I think I want to have all the great effects I can get to kill them at ASAP. Let's shave one of each. Yeah, looks fine. Let's run it like this. Let's go first and hope we have something good. Now we have Guide into Ocelot. That is a good hand to raise your opponent. For sure. Let's keep. Turn 1 Ragavan into turn 2 Guide Ocelot. We do have to find something else. Opponent also kept 7. They bolt in the Volcanic Fissure. Okay, Spikefield has it on Ragavan. Now that's annoying because we can't cast Guide of Souls and Ocelot, right? It's just the Mardu mana-based lifestyle, everybody. That's what we're here. That's what we signed up for. It's drawing a land really bad. Bolts in the Shatter Skull Smashing, yes or no? Is there a Ruby Medallion coming? Just a bitter reunion. That's fine. That's fine. You can draw some cards. They get rid of an Iron Crack Feed. What? Let's just get rid of one of their lands. Another Volcanic Fissure, and are we dead? Ritual, Iron Crack Feed. We definitely got to play Magic right here. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Definitely got to play Magic right here. Well, Afterthoughts after this awful leak did not go as planned. Also the audio issues. I am sorry. But that means it is a shorter video, so maybe you guys don't mind. So what do we think about Marionette Apprentice? I actually did like it, even though it did not really work too well for us. I think there is actually something that can be done like this. Bombardment being able to destroy our opponent's creature and dealing damage to our opponent felt really good. Just that against Hammer, we had to multi 5 and lost like that. And our sideboard is not equipped to deal with Mono Red Belcher. Like, we don't have any silence effects, no Deathling Silence, no Arms Chant, no High Noon. If there was any like that, matchup would have been better. Could have also definitely multi more aggressively to find a Thoughtseize, because that deck usually folds really hard to Thoughtseize, not gonna lie, so that was also probably a mistake on my part. I will see if I can refine it a little more, because I'm also interested in maybe playing an Unearth style effect or Awakening Jolt, the energy-based Unearth effect, to grab all the 2-drops again and rebuy Sephiroth. Not sure how necessary Flage is right here, actually. Maybe it's just way too good of a card because of Arena of Glory. But in a world where Arena of Glory doesn't exist, I think Flage can be shaved off of this deck, actually. And you instead just run Seasoned Pyromancer for way more bodies, way more pressure. So I'll try to see if I can fit Seasoned Pyromancer in here somehow. Getting rid of Ragavan would clean up some space. His Thraben Charm can definitely be cut. So there's maybe some space for it, like get rid of one of the apprentices, run 2 season pyromancers like this. Something like that. Something like that probably can be done. I think then the deck actually has legs, because Orcish Bowmaster are just so underwhelming most of the times when playing them out of variant. Which is why you usually have the split of 3 Voice and 3 Bowmasters. Because Voice with Sephiroth is just so nice. And this Nightmare probably also just too cute, but being able to buy back the Apprentice Sephiroth just seems like such a good value play in this deck. Like this list just screams Chthonian Nightmare instead of anything else as a card advantage card. I have not really casted this league, but just want to believe in it. Well, hope you guys had a good one. Hope you enjoyed it, even we had some technical difficulties. And the league did not really go too well. Gotta keep the content right up, even though it's just videos every other day more or less now, because it's easier for me to get everything to the production right like this. Still hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one. See you in a bit.